This is going to be one of those rare videos where I actually get it done in less than 10 minutes, so let's go ahead and get started. There was a question. I made a video about a balcony that was sagging, and I'll put a link here for anyone who wants to see that. And I was brought up in the video that while you're doing some of these repairs, you can actually the joist can actually pull away here from the ledger, and when you go to raise it up, you can actually pull the joist away from the ledger because of the way the leverage would work. So the first thing we want to do is slope the joist, and of course this would be something that would happen over time as the footings sank into the ground or you had some type of wood rot. But we can definitely see where the sloping joist has actually pulled the top of the joist away from the ledger while the bottom is still tight. Now when you go to raise the joist back up, you can actually see how it can just pull away through simple leverage. Something can be in the way. The hanger nails. You can actually, I've seen before where debris has fallen into these gaps and over time has kind of solidified and created something, I'm not going to say solid, but enough to where it can actually put some pressure on the lumber and pull it away from the ledger. But that's not going to be our biggest problem. The biggest problem is actually going to be the sheathing or the decking. And we can see here where the nails that were used for a plywood balcony can actually be pulled away and angled. I've actually seen this happen before. These nails might stay straight, but you can see where the plywood is pulled away about the same distance that the gap is. And not only is it pulling away, but it's going to be angling. And we know that once we go back to put the pressure on this to push it back, if something's angled, it's going to be putting even more resistance on the joist, allowing them to push away from the hanger and the ledger. And of course, it could end up looking like this once you raise the joist back up to their original position and force the joist away from the ledger. Here's what it would look like if you had decking, 2x6 maybe, with some 16D nails. It could end up with the same problem. Now, the solution to something like this would be to somehow eliminate anything that is going to bind and force the joist away from the hangers and the ledger. That would include removing all debris that would be in here. And sometimes that's going to be difficult. If the debris falls into the hanger, it's going to be tough to get out. So you might end up doing a lot more work to a project like this where you have a sloping balcony or a deck because you might need to clean these areas out. And that's not going to be easy unless you remove some of the planks or some of the plywood to actually get to those areas. So, I've seen it too. A lot of people, I don't know. I've seen so much stuff in the construction business. I've seen people actually do repairs like this. And while the joists are sloping, have debris from the construction fall in there. Nails, pieces of wood, little sawdust, you name it. I've seen it. So part of the solution to something like this, and I think this goes for a lot of whenever you're raising something up, is to monitor the entire area. Monitor everything that could be affected by it. If you're raising a floor, I guess I'm not going to make this in my 10 minutes, am I? Okay, I'm going to wrap this up here. If you're raising something underneath, like in a crawl space, you need to go upstairs. You need to go above and make sure nothing is being thrown out of whack. And I'm going to stop right there, see if I can make this a shorter video than I normally do. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoy it. If you do, hit the old thumbs up button. And thanks for watching.